This is a video to take you through the invoicing within the core system of the database. The invoices are accessed via the main page of each child in your setting. So to do Sam's invoice, you would go to his main page and click on Accounts. And then within here, enter the payment date. This is where you do your invoice. A reminder will come up to say the first action is to enter the date, which is the yellow box. So as soon as you begin an invoice, the first thing you have to do is enter the date. If you don't enter the date, any information that you put in the invoice will not be saved. So I shall do this one for the month of June to be paid by the 1st of June. So what I can do here is you can see that the contracted hours on the main page are brought through into the invoice. You can also see that the information at the bottom down here where you put in your rates of pays and your day rate, and click that the day rate is on here. So it's bringing through £15 per day that this child is with you. And you can see at the top of the invoice that all the information is here. So all of the information that you should need to do your invoice for this child is on this screen at the moment. Now what you could do is go through the dates one by one and put them through using the calendar. Once you've done this a few times, you do speed up with it. So if at first it seems a bit long-winded, you do get the hang of it and it does become much quicker. Now in the drop-down menu here, it automatically brings in the fees that are due on the day that you put in. So you can cross-reference that the 1st of June was a Monday, so you can click on Mondays. In this case, it's exactly the same amount. So what you could even do is just copy. Now once saved, you can see that it's pulled through the information. I've only done 2 weeks on here. And you've got your total here. You've got the option to put in additional charges by using the date function. So if it's additional hours, you can put, they stayed an extra 3 hours on this date. If it's additional hours, it might be a different rate of pay. And it will automatically calculate the amount that is due. In here, in the drop down box, you've got some options to choose already. Extra hours is already in there. If you want something different, you right click and go to edit list items. You can write in there, and that will then be an option. And again, it calculates it all. If there's any refunds, again, you do the same thing. So if I do overpayment, now if I click on save to refresh it all, then if you click down here on the full invoice, this is what you will see from the parents. So the parents' details has already come through. They can see the contracted hours. They can also see the total that is due. You are able to see the days specifically that you're invoicing for, and then the additional and reimbursement charges are both on there as well. A different way, which may seem quicker, is if you go on new invoice. I'll put the dates in for June as well. Now if you've got a child that comes Monday to Friday every week, it may be the case to do it quicker as you just put week commencing. So we can just put the Monday, the week commencing for the days in June. You can see on the 5th week there's only 2 days. So up here you can see that the weekly pay is £75 if they're coming for 5 days in that week. So what you can do is just write 75 in here, because for those 4 full weeks that they're coming, it's the same 75 each time. For Monday, as you can see, they're only Monday and Tuesday, so the day rate is £15. So you know that that week is just going to be £30. So that. And then you can also see down here on the short invoice that may be using for this one. Again, you've got the parents' details, your logo, their contracted hours, and down here the difference is that it doesn't list the days that are charged. But what you do have instead is this little box at the bottom that you just write the number of days that they're charged. So you can see by pulling up the calendar, the number of Mondays they've got is 5, Tuesdays is 5, and then the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday there were 4. Again, if you go into the short invoice for this, you can see that the number of days charged has come up, so the parent can see exactly what they are being charged for, and the total is there. If you were to go onto the full invoice, it will just have the days that you've put in there, but up here it does say the week commence date. So you can use either one. But this just gives you an option of giving the parents a bit more information and to have to be putting in less information for each invoice that you're doing. If you decide to email your invoices, all you have to do is open up the invoice and press print, and then find the PDF writer and then click OK. Once you've clicked the PDF writer and OK, it will then bring up a location that you can save it to, and this can then be sent as an attachment to the parents. All of the invoices are kept. Once the parent has paid, you can tick that it's paid and you can archive it. If I then go on here, you can see that that was the invoice that I've archived. So at any time you can only have the active one onto here. That was the other one that I did. So if I archive that one as well, and you can see that there's 2 there. And then next time you go in, it's a blank new form, ready for you to put the date. What you will be able to do, if I just quickly show you, from the archived invoices, if you want to check the amount or additional charges that you've added on, all you need to do to bring the invoice back is remove that tick. You press here just to update the database. When you go back in, that invoice is back again. So you can double check the additional charges that you put on there. So say if they plan to have additional hours, you can make sure that you've added it onto a previous invoice that they have paid it. Tick to archive it again. Now what you could do is always have the next one up and running ready, so July's one can already be on there, and it means that any additional charges that they're going to be having, you can put it on your invoice as a run-in. So if they had a late collection fee or a late payment fee, that can all get put onto here. And then on here you can have the reasons why. And then when it comes to doing the July invoices, the information for additional charges is already on there, and then you can go about your way of creating the invoice for July. You've got the expenses login here as well. So this just means that you can keep a record of expenses that you're incurring throughout each month. again, this can be saved. I'll just show you down there at the bottom, you can't see. It totals it up as you're going. So throughout the month, if you just put some extra cost that you've got here, and then at the end of the month, this can be saved and printed as PDF as well, and saved to add to your accounts.